Before meal kits, before food delivery apps, and way before TikTok told you how to stack 12 ingredients into a Buddha bowl, people cooked real food. Fast, filling, and made with heart. Meals came together in busy farm kitchens, with the smell of butter in the air and kids still muddy from the fields. Your mom or grandma could whip something up in minutes, while folding laundry, stirring the pot, and keeping an eye on the evening news. No timers, no takeout, just habit, tradition, and a dash of love. Some of these dishes might seem unusual today. Others have been completely forgotten, but they fed generations. They brought families to the table, and they still work, especially when you're hungry, tired, and don't feel like spending 30 bucks on takeout. So if you've ever stood in front of the fridge wondering what to make, maybe it's time to look back. 1. Fried rabbit. Raised in backyard hutches, rabbits were cheap, clean protein, soaked in buttermilk, dredged in a seasoned flour, and fried in lard until golden. The result? Crispy skin, tender meat, and a rich taste that fed the whole family. Even the liver was saved as a prized delicacy. Today, many shy away from rabbit, but it was once a Sunday favorite, tender, affordable, and sustainable. 2. Salt pork and boiled potatoes. Before refrigeration, salt pork was essential. Cured belly meat, fried crispy and served with boiled potatoes and greens simmered in pork fat. Its saltiness flavored beans, stews, or bread. Rendered fat was kitchen gold. It was frugal, flavorful, and filling, meant to get you through the winter with full bellies and strong bones. 3. Molasses baked beans. Started Friday night, baked all Saturday. Navy beans, salt pork, molasses, mustard, and brown sugar. Sweet, sticky, smoky. Every farmhouse knew the smell of these beans. Served with brown bread, coleslaw, and quiet. A bowl of these on Saturday night meant leftovers all week, and no one complained. 4. Scrapple. Pennsylvania Dutch genius, pork scraps, cornmeal, sage, pepper, cooked, molded, chilled, sliced, fried. A breakfast food that honored the whole animal. It was crispy outside, creamy inside, served with eggs or syrup, nothing wasted, everything used. Scrapple was how farmers showed gratitude to the pig and stretched flavor to the last bite. 5. Spinach and egg skillet. Garden spinach, wilted in bacon grease. Crack in a few eggs, cover, and let them steam till just set. Spoon over biscuits or eat right from the pan. Runny yolk became sauce, fast, nourishing, and dirt cheap. Even kids would eat their greens this way, especially when served hot with cornbread. 6. Onion pie. Sliced onions, slowly caramelized in butter, nestled in a pie crust with eggs and cream. Sometimes bacon was added, sometimes just salt. Sweet, savory, custardy, a peasant's quiche. Served warm in wedges, it was dinner and lunch. Humble ingredients, rich result. Made with care, and never a slice left. 7. Cabbage cakes. Shredded cabbage, flour, egg, onion, pan-fried until golden. Crispy outside, tender inside, topped with sour cream, or served plain. Cheap and filling, cabbage cakes made use of garden abundance. Kids never knew they were eating vegetables, just that they wanted seconds. 8. Chicken feet and dumplings. Feet simmered for hours until the broth turned thick with collagen. Fluffy dumplings floated on top. Not pretty, but packed with nutrition and flavor. This was soul food before the name existed. Warming, hearty, and every bit of the chicken used. Bones picked clean. Broth drank to the last drop. 9. Boiled dinner. One pot, all the goods. Corned beef or salt pork, potatoes, carrots, cabbage. Simple but deeply flavorful. The broth alone was gold. Every farm family had their version. Everyone delicious. Leftovers turned into red flannel hash the next day. Nothing ever wasted. 10. Milk toast. Toasted bread soaked in hot milk with butter, salt, sometimes sugar or cinnamon. When money was tight or someone was sick, milk toast soothed the soul. It was soft, simple, and comforting. A bowl of milk toast felt like a hug from grandma. Warm, gentle, and enough. 11th, hard-boiled eggs in cream sauce. Halved eggs placed in a buttery white sauce and served over toast. Simple, cheap, protein-packed. Bacon or ham scraps added flavor. It looked elegant but took 10 minutes. Farm eggs had orange yolks and thick whites. It made all the difference. 12th, wild greens and poke salad. Dandelions, lamb's quarters, pokeweed, gathered in spring and sautéed with bacon grease and vinegar. Bittersweet and full of vitamins, required knowledge and caution, a true seasonal delicacy, served warm with cornbread. This was medicine, tradition, and flavor all in one. 13. Salsify fritters, also called oyster plant. Roots boiled, mashed, mixed with egg and flour, then fried until golden. Creamy inside, crispy outside. Slightly sweet, faintly seafood tasting. Garden to skillet eating at its best. A rare treat that's now nearly vanished. 14. Cold buttermilk soup. Was it a hot day? Then there was no fire needed. Buttermilk, chopped veggies, herbs, and sliced eggs. Tangy, cooling, and fresh from the garden. Served with thick bread. It was summer's answer to stew. Refreshing, nourishing, and fast. 15. Sauerkraut noodles. Egg noodles tossed with buttery, homemade sauerkraut, and sometimes bacon or onion. Tangy, rich, and satisfying. A pantry dinner that filled you up. German roots, American adaptation. A taste of the old country with every forkful. 16. Vinegar pie. No lemons, no problem. Vinegar, sugar, eggs, and butter baked into custard. Sweet, tart, and creamy. Called desperation pie, but it didn't taste desperate. Simple ingredients, clever cooks, and something sweet at the end of a long day. 17. Green tomato sandwiches. End-of-season tomatoes, sliced thick and fried in bacon grease. Piled on bread with mayo. Tangy, crunchy, and a little smoky. A southern favorite that used up what the frost couldn't kill. One bite and you were hooked. 18. Campfire beans. Soaked overnight, simmered all day in molasses, salt pork, and smoke. Every spoonful tasted of fire. Thick, hearty, and enough to feed a whole crew. Eaten for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Best with biscuits and silence. 19th, hamburger gravy over potatoes. A pound of ground beef, browned and stretched with flour and milk. Poured over mashed potatoes. Cheap, filling, and everyone wanted seconds. Depression-era moms knew how to stretch $1 and a dinner. 20, chicken neck and barley soup. Neck simmered till the broth turned rich. Barley added chew. It was basic but brilliant. A forgotten cut turned into nourishing gold. Nothing fancy, but oh so good. Warmed your belly and stretched your budget. 21, apple leather. Apples stewed, pureed, spread thin and dried in the sun. Sweet, tart, and chewy. Frontier candy that lasted all winter. Kids treasured it. Moms trusted it. And it came straight from the orchard and the oven. 22, buffalo tallow corn cakes. Tallow rendered from buffalo fat, mixed with cornmeal and water, cooked until crisp outside, tender inside. Rich, smoky, and deeply satisfying. Trail food turned delicacy. Disappeared with the buffalo, but deserves a comeback. 23, trout fire. Fresh trout, split and cooked over open flame till skin crackled. No seasoning needed, just salt and flame. The skin peeled back, the meat flaked clean, straight from the stream, into your stomach. No mess, no waste, just wild eating. 24, spotted dog. A boiled pudding made from suet, flour, dried fruit. Named for the spots of raisins. Dense, sweet, and steamed for hours. Sailor food, farmer food, winter food. A treat when everything else was gone. Served with molasses. 25. Syllabub, or as some old-timers called it, slubub. Cream whipped with wine or cider, frothy and sweet, a drink or dessert depending on the day. Farmhouse luxury, tangy, creamy, and celebratory, served at weddings, holidays, and when the cream was freshest. These forgotten farmers' dinners aren't just meals, they're stories on a plate. They remind us of a time when food was simple, resourceful, and deeply satisfying. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, give us a like, subscribe for more vintage recipes, and share your favorite with someone who still remembers. Let's bring these dishes back, one hearty bite at a time, because sometimes the best meals don't come from a store, but from history passed down with love. Dust off those cast iron pans, gather around the table, and let's keep these delicious traditions alive. The flavor, the memory, the connection, it's all still here. Every bite brings us closer to the past. And maybe, just maybe, it tastes better than anything we've got today.